And what I really hear you saying like over and over is loving and like bringing that love to all of these parts and lovingly relating to these parts. And, even just the metaphor of bringing them into our heart is like we're bringing that love. Yeah. And that's really what integrates and folds that into our wholeness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. So, one of the things that we do each episode on spiritual ambition is something that I call the celebration of love's alchemy. And it's just what we're talking about, right? It's like when we bring our love to something, then when we bring our love to something, we dissolve the pain, we dissolve the discomfort, we melt away anything that's no longer needed. And so I know people are always afraid of shadow work. And with all of our archetypal aspects, as we spoke about, they have this polarity. So they have the light aspect and they have the shadow aspect. And what would you say? And I don't mean to put you on the spot and I have a list of answers, but I know like that you just know this stuff inherently. What are some positive things about our shadows?
Thank you for asking. The shadow aspects of us, I feel like, are the most fertile soil. When we think of soil and its health and what's going to really allow plants to grow up out of it, it's dark and it's rich and it's thick. And I perceive our shadow to be very much like that. It's generally the spaces from within us where our most fertile fruit can come from. And that does take work and alchemy, like we're saying. I perceive that another aspect of the shadow is that it is also where some of our greatest gifts are hiding, because sometimes our greatest fear is that we're actually amazing, right? And so we even push our amazingness into the shadow. So in order to go find it, you got to turn and face it. Another incredible thing about the shadow is that if it's my desire to be whole, I must also hold my shadow. My wholeness is everything. It's that beautiful yin yang. And if I fear my shadow, I'm splitting myself in half to some degree. When I turn toward, learn to love, accept, and witness my shadow, I'm creating an opportunity for incredible wholeness. I also perceive that I love the quote, it's Alan Watts, if we don't know how awful we're capable of being, then we don't actually know how good we're capable of being. If we resist turning toward our shadow sides, the parts that feel shame, the parts that feel guilt, the parts that feel rude, mean, terrible, all of those parts of us, they still live in you, whether you want to acknowledge them or not. But if you ignore them, then you're only being good out of a sort of ignorance. But when you realize, oh, I am capable of being nasty, I am capable of being horrible, I am capable of being unkind, I am capable of being closed-hearted, I'm capable of all those things, and I know it. Thank God I know it, because I actually have a choice now on how I will use my will.
Yes. What is your guidance to someone who is fearful of doing some of this work? Because it is not for the faint of heart. We know that. It requires deep safety, an experienced practitioner. What would you say to someone who like knows that they need to do this, but like is just maybe paralyzed with the fear?
Mm-hmm. Ignorance is bliss to a degree. right? Ignorance is bliss, which is why I think a lot of times people avoid shadow work, because if I just don't know, I'm super happy. And this is something I've encountered many times on my own journey, and I'm sure that you have too. I wish I could go back to being ignorant again to some degree, because all of this, it's wow, it's a lot. Um, and with that, I'd like to compare it to instant gratification versus the kind of gratification that we get by doing something over time and seeing results. So instant gratification is rotting our minds to a degree. It's also robbing us of really incredible talents that we could be cultivating, because we're so accustomed now to this instant gratification. Press a button and I get what I want. Order this and I get what I want. Call this person and I immediately get their attention. I get what I want. It's always, that instant gratification. But there's a different sort of gratification that comes when you say, I'm going to, like you, Donna, I'm going to build a business from nothing. And it was day by day, step by step, journey by journey, right? It was this, I mean, you've done it several times, but the place that you sit in now could only be achieved through consistency over time to get these results. And it's a totally different kind of fulfillment.